of security. Ironically, some of the tourists remained defiant in the face of terror. The latest attack saw a suicide bombing attack on a tourist bus in Taba on the borders with Israel, which killed 3 South Korean tourists. At the famous Egyptian pyramids in the outskirts of capital Cairo on Thursday, February the 27th, tourists including John Allen and his family members were taken in the sights, having decided against leaving.
We were skeptical about the news reports and so forth, and also just what the travel agents have been advising, So, we went on and looked at some of the websites for different, the Foreign Service and so forth, and it seemed safe enough.
They have also brought along their 3 children, all in their teens. After visiting the Pyramids and Museum, the family went to a bazaar shop for souvenirs, having just come in from the sunny beaches in Sharm el-Sheikh in Sinai.
It's been really fun. The weather's a lot better here. I've had a lot of fun going to the pyramids because even though we have like monuments in London, we never have something like as big and as amazing as the pyramids or the Sphinx. I really love the Sphinx.
Moving around, they seem not to even feel the pressure of a tourist threat. However, for the country's tourism industry, the same does not apply as it goes through tough times.
Egypt is facing the danger of these terrorist groups, and they are still fighting, So it's a long battle, I think, But, I'm very optimistic, in the near future, things will be better. Because I think, as Egyptian, that we are now in the right track.
We're definitely coming back. And I'll definitely tell our friends. In fact, our friends come as well, so we love the place.
Despite the number of tourists staying back, the country's tourism continues to suffer slumping figures as the recent attack has since cast further doom and gloom on the country's recovery efforts after 3 years of political upheaval. Now let's take a quick look at what's happening in the rest of the world. Ukrainian interim president Alexander Turchinov has warned Russia against any military aggression in Crimea. He believes Russia's troops from Russia's Black Sea Fleet should not move outside their naval base in Sebastopol. The warning comes after armed men seized Crimea's regional parliament and the government headquarters of the Russian-majority region. Then, the Italian captain of the Costa Concordia ship Francesco Schettino has returned to the wreck for the first time as part of his manslaughter trial. The ship hit a reef near the island of Giglio in January 2012 and capsized with a loss of 32 lives. Mr. Schettino was taken to the wreck on board a small boat 2 days after traveling back to Giglio. And a German court has cleared the country's former president, Christian Wolff, of corruption. He was once a deputy leader of Chancellor Angela Merkel's Conservative Party and her choice for the largely ceremonial role of president. The former head of state resigned 2 years ago over the allegations that he illegally accepted favorable loan and hotel stays from friends when he was governor of the state of Lower Saxony before becoming president in 2010. Now, after the break, some positive news from South Sudan. Find out what it is in a moment.
It opens with a gate of arts, moves into windows of creativity.
She finds the only English word she knows from somewhere hidden in the belly of a 4-foot 9-inch body, and instead of "I won't care," she greets us with "bye bye."
Branches into rooms of color, and ends with a roof of imagination. Walk into Art House. The pieces all come together at 9:30 p.m. every Saturday. Art House, life is art.
Welcome back to Network Africa. Now, despite the terrible state of things in South Sudan, there is some positive news. Children who've gone through a difficult period in the last few months after fighting broke out in their homes have been brought together by the United Nations. And what's the objective? To re-establish contact between the children and their parents so as to bring them back together.
These children are probably way too young and too afraid to talk about what has happened to them, as many have witnessed brutal violence in the chaos. Thankfully, they've been rescued and brought here to this children's center in Juba, where they are cared for while their families are being traced.
It was really very bad, very, very bad. They are totally traumatized and sick. They didn't know even what to do. So through the help of UNICEF, our partner, so we start to care for the children. We give them medication, food, and clothes.
The conflict has had a devastating impact on the children of South Sudan. Hundreds of thousands made homeless, squashed into the overcrowded camps watched over by the United Nations mission in South Sudan. At this camp, some families have been lucky to reunite with loved ones through a tracking program run by the UN's children's agency, UNICEF. For all children in South Sudan, getting these life-saving supplies out is critical. Insecurity and lack of access means that each flight hangs in the balance. Huge funding gaps are yet another obstacle.
These children definitely need to be identified, and we're doing that right now. And we need to trace the families, where these families, if the families are dead, where the extended families. With the ceasefire, with the work that we're doing, most of these children would be back in their families.
Now, it's a race against time to get help out fast.
Now, just before we draw the curtains on Network Africa, here's our picture for the week. Now, this is one show in which we encourage creativity in every sense of the word, but please do not get creative at the expense of your safety. Here's a picture of a roller skater at Jibo, Lagos State, trying to catch a ride on the bus in one of the most dangerous ways imaginable. By all means, be creative, but please stay safe. As always, it's been a pleasure to have you join me again on Network Africa. I'd love to hear from you, so please feel free to send an SMS to the number on your screen. Till next time, stay blessed and proudly African. I'm Cynthia Are. Bye for now.
A time comes in the life of every race when people are driven by echoes of the past to chart a course for an exalted future. Africa is a blessed threshold, as major actors in the Africa arena plot a renaissance towards common destiny. Let's pedal across the streams of yesterday, from the back streets of Africa to the defining roles of policymakers, the political realities of the African nation, balance of power, and the strive to sustain national interest and identity. Join us on Network Africa on Channels Television. Network Africa, the rallying point for the emergence of a new Africa.